What is good, YouTube? Raspberry Waffle here, and I'm going to show you guys how to put together the Walking Nightmare build that I came up with for the Necromancer here on Diablo 4. This build will only be applicable to seasonal characters. Obviously this is the first season, so season 1 characters. But yeah, let's get into it. The Walking Nightmare build. Right, so let's start with the important items you'll need. So if you have been playing through the season already for Diablo 4 here, you're probably familiar with these Malignant hearts already. If not, Malignant hearts are something you obtain doing like the seasonal dungeons. So anything you see, a leaf, let's see here, leaf on the dungeon. Well, that's an example, but that was workbench. Here we go. So you collect them in places like this. You basically get them just by completing in them, and I think sometimes from opening shit like this, whatever they come with. So the one you're going to need is one that I have here inside this ring. It has vicious heart, so walking near a corpse automatically activates an equipped corpse skill every second. So what that does is anytime I am walking past an enemy, my skills, corpse explosion and corpse tendrils, will both automatically activate. Now with this build, you could easily keep one or the other. I think corpse explosion is definitely better than corpse tendrils, but corpse tendrils is really savage. But if you're going for damage, you only want to keep one. Keep corpse explosion. Personally, I think both are an amazing wombo combo. Uh, and also, what's nice about the auto ability is it does also work for your skeletons. So I use triangle there generally to shoot lightning at a corpse and rise it from the dead. And in order, it'll start with the skeletons to the mages, and that's it. The golem is activated automatically, or the golem, you don't need to summon it. It's just always summoned. It'll die and then summon back on its own or whatever, as long as you have the ability in your hotbar. Now, in order for, obviously for corpse tendrils and corpse explosion to activate from this ability, it all needs to be in your hotbar. You It is up to you if you want to keep blood mist. I personally think it is not only best for, oh yeah, I think it's just best for this build. I think if with the way this build works, you're gonna want your little escapes, here and there, or to just like remain untouchable if need be at certain moments. This build makes you feel pretty beefy. You're not really gonna like die too easy. You're gonna be just in the middle of a clusterfuck, and you'll still manage to survive somehow. But what's most important is max out max out this right away. Too, you wanna keep reap. Although I don't know, decompose does form corpses as well. So for your general attack, you can choose either reap or decompose. I suggest one or the other because they form corpses. The most important thing you'll want from this build is anything that says it forms additional corpses is perfect, because you need that pretty much, for everything you're going to use with this build. it's your way. It's the way you summon everything, deal damage, etc. Um, Personally, I think Reap is better than Decompose. It has some pretty good range for a melee attack. I don't know, Decompose, for some reason I found that I mean, I don't really know for sure if this is correct, but I sort of felt that, like, it only killed certain types of monsters quicker than others. So I felt like every time I was like using it on a monster, on certain ones, like they were just sort of like tanking, like the hits from it, and it was just taking me forever to kill them. And it seems like the reap ability, it seems to not it seems to have more of a balance. Like I'm not always just overpowering enemies or make great hits on them. Like I kill some faster than others, just like this one, but it seems to not be so bad to deal with. So basically, what I'm going to talk about for the rest of this build is um so you when you create your seasonal character, if you skip the campaign and all that, you can get this build pretty much to where you have that, like, as long as you pull that malignant heart, that specific one. You should pull it early. I feel like this game gives you a fair amount of, like, all the different possible ones you can get a hold of. Another most important thing for this build is, especially if you want, like, your abilities to just be putting in that extra work. So for starters, when I tell you what items you're supposed to be using for your armor and such, so you see here, I have plenty of stuff that's stronger than what I have here. And actually, I didn't even look through any of this yet. So I got these boots, right? I have +1 rank of corpse tendrils. Well, now that I found uh another pair of boots that gives me corpse tendrils, I am perfectly comfortable with replacing that. But just because you have a stronger piece of armor does not mean it is worth swapping it for something that gives you your additional abilities. In this game, as long as you're putting your build together, just right, and the way you form your build, based on, like, your items abilities, and the abilities you have here, and how, even when it comes to, well, I don't know if it's the book of the, or I mean, well, actually, we're only talking about Necromancer. I don't know why I'm getting other classes in my head, but yeah, for the Book of the Dead, um, so, uh, basically, so yeah, for starters, you want, uh, I, you know, basically, yeah, just whatever you can get a hold of, honestly. So just look for any items that say +1 rank for corpse explosion, or corpse tendrils. And hell, even if it says blood mist, that is an extra plus. But extra blood mist isn't as necessary as those are. And then right here, so this one gives +1 rank for all corpse skills, which is pretty nice. And actually, I didn't even put, not that I had anything, that was super amazing yet, since I swapped these out, but definitely I put some more malignant hearts in there. Forgot about that. Um, and all over the place. I'm recording in a few segments. I also, you know, tend to talk on and on. Um, but I don't have my hands on anything to edit all this or whatever to make it more visually appealing. Um, you know, uh, whatever. Or I can't add subtitles and all that either. But for now, you can just listen to my voice, and hopefully this all comes out well. But anyways, enough of that. So let's talk about this build. I actually don't have these. These are just from my items. So one thing that's cool is for people who might not know. So let's say you get +1 of something, right, on your items. It automatically makes the skill available for you to put in your hotbar. But obviously, if you want the skill to be stronger, you're gonna have to put more into it. Technically, you'd be unlocking it at that point, anyways. But anyways, enough tangents. So this is what my build looks like. This is what I prefer to make this entire build work when it comes to the skill tree. So we got Reap maxed out, we got Enhanced Reap, uh, and then we got Acolytes Reap for forming corpses. This is the one you need the most. Obviously for this side, well, there's no option here. You just choose that one. Um, and then what else? So obviously Blood Mist. I suggested Blood Mist, but you could easily swap out Blood Mist, and you could easily keep, like I said, one or the other for Corpse Explosion and Corpse Tendrils. Um, but if you want, to obviously make your build like mine, then this is how it all be. So for Corpse Explosion, you'll want to one is better than this one. I think slowing down your enemies a bit is a lot better than just turning into a darkness skill. Oh yeah, no, wait, it's not even just, yeah, I forget that's what that does. Yeah, miasma. I don't know how the miasma looks or how good it is, but definitely in my opinion it's probably not as good as the Corpse Explosion. But anyways, so your skeletons and golem, are very important. So you're gonna want to like come over to these sides of the tree. You're gonna want to put everything into your skeletal mastery, and want to do the same thing for your mages. You won't get your mages till like I think either level 15 or 20. You won't get your golem until level 25. But if you're leveling up and you're trying to make this build, like I said, as far as getting the automatic item, you should be able to get that before like level 20. For the most part, you should have my build without all like the extra buffs. Uh, like in those other items I mentioned, the armor, you should have no problem finding those easily with all like the +1 stats. But anyways, so yep. Obviously Golem Mastery once you get your Golem as well. And then I only just started putting into over here, but I think your skeletal mages healing is a decent priority. This is pretty good. These are all passive skills. You can only have one or the other. And it'll take you really till about level 30 probably. Not probably. I know it'll take you till about level 30 to unlock one of these, but I prefer again minions. Um, but anyways, yeah, this build is fairly simple. It you know doesn't require like an array of abilities. It's I mean you attack with your scythe here. Um, blood mist, and then you never ever will have to hit the button again for your skeletons, for your corpse explosion, and for your corpse tendrils, as long as you have the malignant heart that you insert into these special equipments. Or actually, I don't think the equipment has to be special for you to put it. Or no, does it? I think so. Can't remember now. But anyways, do not have traditional editing available. I will I will just show you some clips at the end here. I will find some clips to show you this build in action. I'll just find a good few decent clips that I'll just throw in there. Yeah, but anyways, I'm done talking. One more thing before you see those next clips. So, I did not talk about this. This isn't really important to the build. I'm sure you can kind of put this however you want. But just so you guys can see what I have for my Book of the Dead stuff, I prefer myself the Reaper skeletons. And well, honestly, I couldn't really tell you which one of these is really better. I think well, actually for this build, technically this one is better. But it's only a 15% chance. I'm not sure how much more of an impact it is having on, my ability to, explode everything around me and cause chaos and, grab shit up. I'm not sure if it's, that one or a few corpses it's spawning, however often, is making a huge difference, but definitely the more the merrier when it comes to corpses. Uh, and then we got our skeletal mages here. So, bone one seems pretty cool option. It seems I definitely think that, especially for this class, that you should only be using either cold or bone. Bone is potentially better. I prefer that my mages freeze my enemies here and there. So, the skeletal mages, yeah, they don't, um, yeah, they just freeze them automatically. Yeah, cold mages, yeah, that's what they're called. Uh, but this is what I put vulnerable. Um, I assume them being vulnerable just means like a bunch of critical hits. And then Golem, so did oh yeah. I honestly, yeah, I still think this one's better because it can shed a corpse. This one can't shed a corpse at all. I don't have iron unlocked, so I can't really tell you guys at the moment what that one all has. But honestly, if you want to go for this one, you can. But more the merrier for corpses. Still. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and show you what this build looks like.
My bags are full.